So yeah. Uh it's um it's been quite a winter. Okay, yeah. I feel like that's a little better. Anyway. So, welcome back to my channel. This is Carrie Berry. Um Depression situation has been pretty wild, not gonna lie. Um it's just been a super tough period of time for me on a lot of different levels, but I'm finally getting to a point where I feel glimpses of myself and like what I know to be like my personal power bubbling up and giving me inspiration and ability to do things. And uh I actually have like learned something recently, which is devastatingly true, is that if you aren't being given a reward, i.e., serotonin, you'll basically like starve. If you're not receiving triggers that are like incentives to do the things that are going to help you survive, you simply won't do them. So at a certain point, there's like a chemical breakdown that happens because we're constantly giving ourselves that easy ticket to that like happiness feeling. Serotonin, like, could be just watching videos or going out drinking. A lot of addiction type things come into play, of course, but for the most part, we have these scales in our head that are balancing pleasure and pain. And we want, like, our brain chemistry wants even amounts of pain and pleasure to create homeostasis all the time. And that's that calm, able bodied, centered human being form, like your final form. When you're ready to you're in a place where it's not hard for you to either calm down or rise up and do something if it needs to be done. So that is something that I am trying to foster in myself by um a lot more meditation. I've been meditating every day again, and for me that makes a huge difference. Holding back on those easy grabs like drinking, going out with friends, and stuff like that. I've been doing a lot less of that. Also helps save money, of course. But yeah, so it's getting there, just baby steps. Like yesterday, it wasn't much at all. Like, I didn't even go that far, but I went for a walk, and I don't think I've gone for a walk in months, and it just felt good to hear the sound of the leaves under my boots and look at the sky and hear the birds and, see other people out walking their dogs, saying hello, and feeling like a goddamn human being almost. It's pretty great. But yeah, my sister and her husband came to visit for Christmas. And I know I mentioned in a previous video that I posted that her son did just pass away. So it was definitely a strained and sad visit. She did a lot of crying. She told me things that I didn't already know about my own family. Um, Probably the most important members of family that you have, your parents. Learn some things about them that it's a lot. It was a lot to take in, and it was not something that I ever expected to hear. And I didn't want to hear it, didn't want to know it. But I am grateful that she shared her story and her pain with me. And I understand her a little bit more now. And it sucks. She's dealt with a lot in life. And I feel very bad for what's recently happened to her and what's continued to happen to her throughout her life. But at a certain point, I was telling her, she was sitting right here in this chair and just kind of like going off. And I was like, I got to a certain point where it was like, I will always be there for you. And I love you so much, but I cannot handle this right now. I'm not a therapist. I don't know what to do for you. And I feel like I can't be your trauma dump. And it was very hard, but she took it and she understood, that like it's not going to work that way. And I really have tried to tell her to go to therapy because I know it helped me a lot. I was telling her, I was like, there's a lot of things that I used to not be able to deal with, and now it's like, yes, I do hit those low times where everything is harder, but I feel like I have those tools at the ready now to bring myself back to that homeostasis faster and balance my scales. Whereas right now, I know she's relying on alcohol. She is an alcoholic, and I just wish that she would add some therapy to it, but she's very resistant to that, and I used to be as well. Our family history does not shine the nicest light on the mental health care system, that's for damn sure. I've lost several family members from how failed it is here in the United States, and a lot of things that have been happening topically, locally in my country over the past several months has not made my own personal journey any easier. And I'm sure I know a lot of people are dealing with these same issues right now and feeling powerless, hopeless, like what's the fucking point? And I get it. And there's no other reason to continue except for your own experience. Your perception of this life is the only fucking thing that matters. Your existence. I've thought about these kind of concepts since I was a little girl. And I always thought, it's a simple thought, but I always wondered how the world feels through someone else's eyes. And then when I heard the Depeche Mode song, Walking in My Shoes, I was like, that's it. That's what I mean. You really do not understand what someone's going through until you walk in their shoes. I have seen so many different beautiful people in this life that have changed my perspective because of theirs. Unification of consciousness, unified consciousness, God consciousness is what we need right now. Universal language. Like when you are watching a video of an interaction between people that speak a language that you don't even know one single word of, but you understand everything they're saying. That's what we need right now. I see you. I see you. And we're going to fucking get through this together. No matter where you are in this world, whether or not you're an American, whether or not you are dealing with family issues, depression, substance abuse, self-esteem problems, lack of caring, lack of drive, motivation, tired of going out and working for a company that doesn't even fucking know who you are, let alone pay you enough for what you do. There's so much to be angry about, and anger does help. Helps a lot more than sadness. That's why it's, if you look at that grief scale, it's a progression. So I think we should all get mad, and we're seeing that happen. We're seeing what happens when people get mad. I don't condone actions that some have taken, but I absolutely understand why they did it. Anyway. That Fruit Loop in the Cybertruck, I don't know so much about that one. Anyway, y'all, I just really wanted to touch base with every one of you and encourage not only you but myself by making this video. And I always end up crying, I'm sorry. But do I look brighter and a little happier from the beginning of this video? Do me a favor and just scroll back to the beginning and look at my face and look at it now. Do something that sparks you. Don't wait for your self-doubt to pipe in. Just do it. Just do something. And the more of those little steps you take, small little baby steps at a time, just show up for yourself, and the experience will show up for you. I love you guys. I wish you all the very best in health and happiness. And let's have a great 2025.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.